Workbook activities. Workbook activity year 12, year 3, lesson 12, number 1 is on page 291 of the Eckankar 2 Discourses by Harold Klemp. I'm not the type to imagine a person I know personally by my side to read or whatever. I recommend you skip that with both WASI, Harold Klemp, and XYB, myself. Imagination doesn't require the fantasy to be true to work as Eckankar teaches. My note of encouragement is about how one can be spiritually ascended from henceforth, and states of difficulty are not eternal if you choose such. The next page has another workbook activity that leads me to say that all is not increase or decrease. Not everything is an omen of how much God loves or doesn't love you. Then comes a page with a further workbook activity. I am not going to imagine my way through Debbie's experience of taking an omen from a radio show. I don't think God is speaking to me in hidden messages and actions that had no influence from my existence. It would make me feel crazy if I felt like John Nash Jr. instead of uplifted somehow. It is one thing living religiously and experiencing all life as spiritual, but thinking there are hidden messages everywhere to be how a spiritual master is delivering his message to you is something else. I am open to reevaluate aspects of my life and learn from them, though. Another 2 pages has a workbook activity with a view of the main entry to the Temple of Ek in Chanhassen, Minnesota. I pictured myself in various parts of that temple, but neither invoked Harold Klemp nor treated any experience like I am actually meeting him. All words are God's, even imaginary ones based on real ones are one completely made up. I will make my supplications to God instead, won't you? 2 more pages have the following workbook activity. I don't believe anyone has associations with any human as their dream master till they open themselves to manipulation from those influenced by a so-called God-man. Dreams come from either yourself, God, or demons. Is this right? Are all of them instruction from the current Mahata or exalted personality, Eckankar? Another page has a workbook activity that calls to consider how I've changed over the past year or 2. The implication is since the first or second initiation, there is no indication that those did anything really. The more and more I find out about Eckankar, the more I am opposed to it. The initiations were a big part of it. The past couple of years, I have made the discourses seem lower and lower content and more repetitive. Letters of Light and Sound 1 further point out, further the point that relatively little is left to learn about Eckankar except the experience and philosophy developed of continuing through the same basic issues. Because, yeah, after reading that one, it seemed like it was all sort of the same. A little bit different stories, but all the same lessons, really. If you want to know about a certain room or inner plane projection detail or something like that, okay, but then is 2 pages of a workbook activity around the audio clip I already commented on. The clip is about the first year of the Shariat when it may be between the 3rd and the 6th. Okay. As it is the 3rd year of the 12-year cycle, Eckankar cycle, how does the fire monkey, or whatever year you read this, relate to your providing service? Something you love may be so self-serving that it is really in opposition to God's way. Imagining provided services for others in dreams and visualizations can very well open a person in their outer life. The Eckankar 2 Discourses, page 301, and the almost blank page that follows can be said to be for workbook activity 3.12.8. Oh, there's not 9 in this one. Before reading the discourse, I knew to think about a chapter from the Living Word, book 1, 2, or 3 before bed. I also thought about it during the day. In letters to the Princess of Cups, I shared about the 12 issues of the mystic world that I have. The first page of each is the official alternative contemplation material or the spiritual exercise, December 2015. And well, anyways, they knowing the contents of the mystic world help get you into the website. Because the more recent one gives you the code. But yeah, when you get the results with spirituals practices, it might be a good idea to write down the results with the context. Huge